The heck is that pop-up doing? Whatever. Once again, audience. Can you hear me? Yep, hello once again, audience. When we left off, made a video, duh. And this time, I'm gonna be doing, remember that video I did with the Mega Man chips? Now I'm doing Mega Man viruses. I mean, we all know the viruses, you know, what you gotta do, you gotta delete them and whatnot and blah, 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 etc. But in some games, in some Mega Man games, where you can actually counter the viruses, and that's a little hard to do. I mean, there's some viruses that are easy to counter, some that are just plain frustrating, and some of them you just get lucky and counter them luckily. Anyway, I'm not gonna make this a top 10, but hey, whatever, YOLO. Anyway, here are the viruses that I've encountered that were hard to counter. That I encountered that I couldn't counter. Okay, that's a funny one. Anyway, let's get started. Oh, the heck? I'll get out of here. Alright, anyway. The meditar. And no, I don't mean minotaur. The meditar. I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right, but whatever. Okay, let's just say that thing is, it's just so easy to counter. I mean, you can block its shockwave attack easily, unless there's like multiple of them. Other than that, it's easy to counter those things. But yeah, it's easy to dodge their attacks, and easy to counter them. Yes. Oh boy, they're way too easy. And the easiest virus in the game. But there are multiple versions. There's like the Meditar, which is yellow and green. The next one up, which is like a reddish blue. The next one up, which is freaking um blue and yellow, if I'm correct. And then the next one up, which if I remember correctly, when it does its shockwave attack, it can actually crack the panels, and it is like a grayish, darkish, brownish, I guess. I don't remember. I don't I don't remember the color of that guy. Still, yeah, those ones are tough, especially when they finish their shockwave attack, they they get shielded by their helmets. Why don't the other Metatars do that? Are they that stupid? Whatever. Anyway, the next virus that I encountered that is a little hard to counter, besides the Metatar, it was the Flashy. That guy is hard to counter actually. I mean, unless you have a ranged attack or that he's in the first row, I don't think you're gonna counter that guy. Although, if you're skilled and he's coming at you and he has low enough health, you 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 use the cyber sword or the wide sword on him when he's coming at you. Yeah, that takes some timing. But the first flashy, now that's easy. But but later on in the game you get to see harder, and you get to see in battle harder versions of the harder version of that virus. And let me tell you, they're faster, they're stronger, they hit harder, and they hit. Oh, wait, no, and they're faster too. So it's actually harder to do that. Yeah. Well, what I would do is have a bunch of wide swords or something, and then when they come by, uh, okay, you go in the middle lane, they attack you, you go in the other lane, and then you use the wide sword or something like that. That's the best one I can come up with. Or use your charge attack and whatnot. Oh, and fun fact, if you didn't know this already, Excuse me. Anyway, if you didn't know this already, hang on. There we go. If you didn't know this already, when you reach the point where you do the style change, whatever. When you get to the style change and you get the in the grass shield or the grass, the grass shield style or the grass gut style, whichever one you get, they're both grass. I'm not sure if you know this, but it should be kind of obvious. I mean, if you're on grass panels, it heals you. Oh, and here's another fun fact. Um, when you have the understat thing, which retains one health point of health after a fatal hit, and you have the grass style, shield or guts, whichever one. I have I have the grass gut style, and I put in memory the grass stage, right? I put in yeah. When you have the grass stage and the grass style, shield or guts, whichever, I recommend to put in regular memory the grass stage whenever you get that. That way, that way you're pretty much unbeatable. You are undeletable. Unless the those little alpha bugs at the spoiler alert, unless the those alpha bugs at the end of the game kill you. Still, other than that, you're pretty much unbeatable. I mean, if you have the Understat Pro program installed in Mega Man, which way that means you're pretty much unbeatable if you have the Understat and the grass stage and the grass style, shield or guts, whichever. Just have those three things and you're unbeatable. No one can delete you. I mean, you have the Understat program. It retains one health point after a fatal hit. And the and when you have the grass style on a grass stage where all the panels are turned to grass, the grass heals you. I mean, if you have one health point left, now they did a fatal hit. You have one health point left, but you're on a grass stage. The grass stage will heal you, and then they hit you again. You only have one health point again. The grass stage will heal you. Bam, whip, wham, bam. The grass stage will keep on healing you, until you're at full health. But hey, you got the understat, which retains one health point after a fatal hit. The grass style and the grass stage. You use the grass stage. They hit you. You're at your final health point. But the grass heals you. They hit you again. You're again at your final health point. The grass heals you, and etc., etc., etc. So, pretty much, you're unbeatable. You cannot get deleted with that. I mean, come on. It's the best thing ever. You can't get deleted like that. It's going to take the freaking alpha bugs to freaking delete you. Other than that, you're undeletable. Yay! You are undeletable! Anyway, this is supposed to be an episode of freaking counters, not that. Anyway, another virus that is hard to actually counter is if it's actually counterable at all. I forgot the name of it, but it's the one that has that little rod, and it summons freaking meteors on your field. Yeah, that one. That one is hard to counter. If it's counterable at all. I mean, I always tried to counter that thing, but I have never countered it. If it was even counterable at all. Come on. Oh, jeez. Thing is hard. Especially the part where it's raining down the meteors on your field. You don't know where they are gonna hit. But there's like a yellow blinker on the on your field that tells you where it's gonna hit. So yeah, that'll help you out there. Anyway, next up we got navies. It's not just viruses that could be countered. You got other navies too. You know, like Kingman, Dutchman, Bass, whatever you want to call them. Mega Bowman, Proto Man, every single Navi in any Mega Man game that you have, that they can be countered. If you counter them, if you battle them, and you count and they're on their last bit of health, and you delete and you defeat them, but you also counter them. Which countering is it's like you hit your opponent when they're about to attack you, which with whatever attack they're going to use. That's countering in a Mega Man game. Still, if you counter them and you defeat them, if you defeat them with a counter, yeah, you get the monies, and you get 10 bug frags. You thought you could only get like eight. Okay, there's one. You thought you could only get like 6 or 8 at one time when you counter all 3 viruses. But hey, if you counter a Navi and defeat him like that, unless it's in the storyline. I mean, if if you're like supposed to fight that Navi, sometimes when you're supposed to fight the Navi and you counter them and defeat them with the counter, it doesn't give you anything because it's part of the storyline. But other than that, if you battle Navis that like aren't part of the storyline and whatnot, like Dutchman or Bowman or something, well, yeah, when you fight him once, you can fight a Bowman again and again and again and again and again, forever and ever. YOLO. Anyway, if you fight them once and and later on in the game you can fight them again, and you fight them and you counter defeat them, you will get whatever the amount of zenny you're gonna get, which is mostly like 100 zenny, and then you get the 10 bug frags. Anyway, the next one that is, which the finally, if there are any other viruses I forgot. Yes, there are many other viruses out there, people. But in my opinion, at least, here's one that is very hard to counter. Well, I think there's two more actually. The three, the bunny, that little bunny that shoots the electric rings. Yeah, that guy's hard to counter. That little mole that's underground and comes to your field and hits you in the back with the shovel. That guy's also hard to counter, if it's actually counterable anyway. Still, those two are hard to counter in my opinion, especially that little mole dude. But the hardest one that I've seen so far that is hardest to counter, well, the navies are hardest to counter actually, if you don't know the moves and when they're going to attack and whatnot. But if you know that, it's pretty easy. But the hardest virus that I see that is hard to counter is the cannon virus. And I know what you're thinking. What? The cannon virus? You see the cannon virus at the beginning of the game, the very beginning of the game. You go to ACDC, you encounter cannon viruses. How are they easy to? How they're hard to counter? I'm saying they they. Okay, let's say they're in the front row. You have a wide sword that will delete them. And then before they, well, let's just say their attack is really fast. I mean, they attack at the blink of an eye. I mean, the targeter, the target indicator that comes up for them on your screen. Yeah, that's not fast. I'm just saying when they fire the cannon. Yeah, that part is hard to counter. I mean, like by the time you press the button you press to use the chip, like say for me it's the A button. By the time you press the A button, they already shot you, and like you can't use the chip. I mean, as soon as you were using the chip, they shot you, and you can't use the chip. Jeez. I mean, it's hard to actually time it just right to counter them. So in my opinion, they are the hardest. Yeah, the cannon virus is the hardest to counter. Believe me, it's so hard to counter those guys. Like seriously, jeez, you really gotta be that hard to counter. Anyway, now for the hardest Navi to actually counter, I would that award would have to go to Bass or Bays or what however you pronounce that guy's name. Yeah, that goes to him because he's hard to counter. Well, what he does is like he summons like little electro balls and whatnot, and then yeah then he shoots like yellow electro balls that shoot all over the field, and that's hard to count. And not say hard to count. I mean hard to dodge. Believe me. I mean, oh yeah, and fun fact, that number below his shield, 100, you have to hit him with 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 a chip that has 100 damage or more to take down that shield. And then over time, when he gets to that the electro balls that shoot all over your field, or when he jumps in the air and destroys your field and whatnot, that one, if he does that, he will actually regain the shield. So what I do, since I have the grass gut style, and that comes back to the invincibility thing, used to use the grass stage and my grass gut style, which if I press the B button fast enough, the my Mega Buster becomes like a little the Vulcan chip, which shoots rapidly through. Yeah, it'll do the Mega Buster will do just that. And, and if you do that on him as soon as he's doing that little those little attacks that will help him regain his shield back. If you do that, but if you shoot him with the Mega Man with Mega Man's Mega Buster with the gut style, or use any chip or use any chip that would like stun him or something, then he's not gonna regenerate the shields. Yeah, I would recommend doing it like that. Okay, I can't really speak on it because I really don't know how to phrase it really. So I have to show you, but that's gonna be hard to do. But yeah, that's it for today. How to beat? Oh wait, and yeah, before we actually go, but before I actually log off here, actually, let me tell you how to defeat Alpha. Alpha in the Mega Man game. That stuff like he like controls the internet and whatnot. The way to beat him is the center of his body. Yeah. What you gotta do is shoot that. Is just keep shooting that, and yeah, you should be able to beat him. But yeah, also dodge his attacks. So boy. Yeah, you definitely want to dodge those attacks because they do some damage. Anyway, is that all? Yeah, anyway, yeah, spoiler alert, not my fault. Anyway, after you actually defeat him, yeah, there's like a little door you go through. But before I get to that, everything they said about Alpha in the game, I was ready to when I was about to fight him. He didn't really look that scary and whatnot on the little hub on the hub world screen. But then when we got to the battle, I was thinking, okay, this guy is really gonna be scary looking. But guess what? Even if he was scary looking, he wasn't gonna scare me, but he wasn't so scary looking. I mean, you would suspect that everything you heard about him, everything you heard about Alpha, him like being this and that and whatever, you would think he would actually look like a final boss, like freaking Duo in my other game, Mega Man Battle Network 3, Red Sun and Blue Moon, which introduces the Dark Chips. Which I'm gonna actually, after this one, I'm gonna talk about the Dark Chips actually. Anyway, yeah, Duo. With the name Duo, you would think you're fighting two, you're fighting two of them or something. But no, cool it down. You're only fighting one. But geez, you might as well be fighting two. Geez, that guy's tough. I mean, it took me so many tries. Oh my goodness, took me so many tries. And then I finally did it. I finally shot the last shot from my Mega Buster that finished him. And then YOLO, my game turns off by itself. Okay, actually, I'm not sure if the game turned off by itself or excuse me. I'm not sure if it turned off by itself or that I did it by mistake. Whichever. Still, yeah, it got turned off either by me or the game itself. I don't know. But yeah. Oh boy. Let me just say this. It turned off, or I did it, whichever one. Hey, Birdie. What's going on? Anyway. Yeah, that happened. I'm like, dang it! No, I gotta fight my Dark Soul and Duo all over again. Damn it! Ugh. I was like, oh, fine, I'll do it. If I did it once, I can do it again. I turned it on. Something strange happened after that. I turned it on when it was supposed to say continue. It didn't say continue. It said new game. So I turned it off, turned it back on a few times, and it kept saying new game, new game, new game. I'm like, I have to play through the whole game all over again? What? I gotta play through the whole game all over again. Ugh, dang it. YOLO, I guess. Anyway, yeah, I had to get through that again. And guess what? I had to fight through Cold Man, which has the hardest flip stage where you gotta find a certain chip. I was looking for it, I couldn't find it. I had all three chips, just needed that one more. It was like supposed to be like the little lava panel or something. And if I recall correctly, I don't think it was. If they said it was, people said it was supposed to be like the bulk bomb. It's supposed to be the bulk bomb or something, if I remember correctly. I got okay. I forgot it was the bulk bomb or not. I forgot. Still, yeah, I got it. I got that chip with the exact code I needed, and it didn't work. So then I got the little lava thing, and if I recall correctly, that didn't work either. But what I did do, I believe what did work was one of those little fire chips that like heat shot or something. Yeah, I think that one like heat shot V or something. Yeah, I think that one worked. You know, the one that fires at you and when it hits something it makes the little V shape. That one, I tried that one with the code, and if I recall correctly, that worked. Or if that didn't work, then the lava panel did work. Okay, I forgot. I played a long time ago. It worked. I'm like, finally. And yeah, I've never made it through the end of the game ever. And then I just kept starting new game, new game, new game in the past. And then I didn't have to fight Coleman. I had to fight somebody else. Somebody else defeated Coleman, and yeah, I got the duo. The game turned off, or I did that by mistake. I had to start a new one. I started a new one. Oh boy. Anyway, then yeah, and then I couldn't. Then I had to go through Coleman again. And then I had to go to Coleman. I never beat that stage, but then I finally beat it. Go through it. Go to duo again. And it took me a few less tries. I think the first time it took me like maybe 6 or 7, maybe 20, 30 tries or something. This one actually took me like 5 tries. Yay! Anyway, yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe on my videos, and I will see you later. The heck? I said stop.